Hi, welcome to the News Channel 9 newsroom. We are hearing from Chattanooga Police about a significant arrest and some investigations that they've made. In just a few moments, you're going to see that pop up on your screen there, and we're going to listen in live. Again, Chattanooga Police giving us information.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Victor Miller. I'm the Public Information Officer for Chattanooga Police Department. Today we are coming to you to talk about occurred on April the 12th. On April the 12th at 2:57 a.m., Chattanooga Police was dispatched to a person shot at the Chattanooga Skate Park. That's in the 1700 block of Reggie White Boulevard. When officers arrived, they found the victim, 21-year-old Michael Buttram, with life-threatening injuries. Chattanooga Fire Department and Hamilton County EMS responded, and EMS transported him to a local hospital. Later, Mr. Buttram died at the hospital. CPD Homicide Unit responded to conduct the criminal investigation, and CPD Crime Scene Unit responded to process the crime scene. During this investigation, the detective spoke with multiple witnesses who provided information that assisted with this. The information that they provided shows that a large group of people were at a nearby restaurant and bar. When that bar closed, they decided to meet up at the skate park. The group was focused around two vehicles at the skate park, and there was an argument between three men near those two vehicles. One of the men in the argument had a handgun in his waistband. Another one of the men involved in the argument took that gun from him, and when our victim, Michael Buttram, tried to help that person get the gun back, that is when he was shot. The suspects and the others left the scene prior to police arrival. Throughout the course of the investigation, the suspect was identified as 29-year-old Dimitri Tayshawn Isaac. CPD's homicide unit was able to obtain arrest warrants charging him with first-degree murder and felony reckless endangerment. With those arrest warrants in hand, CPD's fugitive unit, in conjunction with the United States Marshal Service, began looking for him. The fugitive unit developed information that the suspect was located in Alabama. We sent this information to the local fugitive task force there, and this morning he was located in Montgomery, Alabama by the United States Marshal Service, the Gulf Coast Regional Task Force, Montgomery Police Department, and Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. He is currently in Montgomery County Jail and is awaiting extradition to Hamilton County. We want to thank our law enforcement partners in Alabama for their assistance with this. We also want to talk about when we previously asked if our community members with weapons, with guns, maybe alcohol is involved. If you see that type of activity, please call us and allow us to respond, find out what's going on, and be able to disperse the situation. We wish that would have happened in this case. We also want to thank our homicide and crime scene unit and all of our other units that support each other every day to bring resolution for victims and families in very tragic cases like this. As you know, we have had 5 homicides recently, and out of those 5, our homicide unit and other units working together have been able to close 4 by arrest. That is the hard work by the men and women of the Chattanooga Police Department, our neighborhood policing officers that are out there that respond initially, that secure the crime scenes for us, our homicide unit that year over year continues to have clearance rates that are well above the national average, and then our crime scene unit that are certified, that go to training, that process our crime scenes and are able to collect evidence to help with these cases. Also, we have our K9 unit that is able to work with these units and get evidence when needed. We also have a drone unit. We have multiple operators that are able to assist whenever we need drones to take aerial photos or search for victims, witnesses, and suspects in cases like this. We just want to take time to thank all of the hard work that they do each and every day on cases just like this. And with that, I'll take questions. Obviously, with this situation, it appears that the argument was between three people. The victim was not involved in that argument. He was simply trying to help out. So it was an isolated incident, absolutely.
How long were y'all searching for the suspect in the Montgomery area, somewhere in Alabama?
As soon as we developed information of the location where the suspect was, we immediately notified the local fugitive task force unit, and they were able to capture him very quickly. We don't have any information right now that there was any type of incident. We actually have some of our detectives that are there now in Montgomery that are continuing to investigate this case. Whenever we're working homicides like this, it is not simply, we respond and once the day is over or once the arrest is made. This case is not over. We continue. And sometimes it takes years for this case to get to a closure where we go before a jury. We use investigative techniques to find where our suspects are at. The information that we had at the time of the arrest warrants was that the suspect is from Chattanooga. I'll provide that information to you. I don't have for this year to date. Recently, we've had 2 recent arrests. So since we've made those 2, I don't have the updated clearance rate. But as you know, we've spoke about before, our homicide unit and all the other units that work together for this clearance rate, always year after year have a higher than national average. Usually the national average for homicide clearance rates are about 50%. We are usually over 80%. And, as we've reported in the past, we've been over 90%. And we have no doubt that this year our homicide clearance rate will continue to be above the national average.
So you were just listening to Chattanooga Police, who were making an announcement in a significant homicide case that they say they now have a person in custody for. That person is Dimitri Isaac, they say. And as far as what he is being arrested for, it is a shooting at the Chattanooga Skate Park, which is near Finley Stadium, which happened on April 12th. A 21-year-old was left with life-threatening injuries, and there apparently, they say, was a group that was hanging out at a Chattanooga bar. When that bar closed, they went to the skate park after that to continue congregating in a large group. There was some sort of dispute over a gun, police say, and again, one person, a 21-year-old, was shot. They say that they were trying to find where that suspect was, and they were able, with the fugitive task force, to locate him in Montgomery, Alabama, and the U.S. Marshal Service was able to take him into custody there. They say that he has been arrested there in Montgomery, Alabama. He is being brought back to Chattanooga for that shooting, that homicide on April 12th, and will face homicide and some other charges. Chattanooga Police say this is one of 5 recent homicides, and they were announcing the arrest in this specific case at this point. We are working on getting more information on our website there. But let's take a look right now at what you can see on our website when you go there. So this is a little more information about that shooting that happened again on April 12th at the skate park near Finley Stadium. A group there, some sort of scuffle over a gun after they left a bar and then went over to the skate park to continue hanging out. Police say this is a really good example of, if you see a big group congregating, to give them a call so they can go and try to disperse that before something bad happens. Again, an arrest in a Chattanooga homicide just recently in the last few moments announced by the Chattanooga Police Department there. the suspect's name, Dimitri Isaac, taken into custody by U.S. Marshals in Montgomery, Alabama, and then preparing to be brought back to Chattanooga to face homicide charges for that 21-year-old who was shot at the Chattanooga skate park. We will continue to follow this story, bring you more information here on this web story on newschannel9.com, as well as in our newscast tonight, beginning on News Channel 9 at 5 and on our social media pages. I'm Latricia Thomas in the News Channel 9 streaming center here, and this is a great way we can bring information to you as it's happening with a little more context after from our past stories and video and pictures that we already have in our newsroom. Again, that update will be in our newscast beginning at 5 and online. Thanks so much for joining us here.